Oh, yep, that's how I'm starting out. Or I could say, oof. And you can imagine someone punching me hard in the gut, because that's what the last couple of days have been for me. Moon energy, portal energy, combination, nothing to do with it. I don't know. All I know is I have been through the ringer the last few days. But I know when this stuff happens that it is to have me looking for, what have I missed? What am I supposed to be learning? And then I have met a new friend on TikTok in the last couple days also, who has helped me see things that honestly I've known are patterns, but not to the extent that they were patterns. And I'm not talking good ones here. You probably gathered that. So let me tell you a little bit about my history if you haven't been watching things. 10 years ago, I had 2 brain surgeries, and it wasn't until over a year and a half afterward that I realized I had no memories of the first 6 or so years of my childhood. And once that realization came to me, over the years that came after, I have had memories come in randomly. Some of them have been absolutely horrific, but some of them have done me a favor, I guess you could say, by being an explanation for why I have some of the patterns I have. So in the last couple of days, I have had a lot coming up from my childhood, including this weird thing that happened with my hair. See this little curl? I've seen pictures from my younger years that I don't remember in large part, and I have that little curl, maybe not in the same place. And I didn't try to do this, and I don't know if my mom did that on purpose or not, but I do remember that there was a saying that went with it. There was a little girl who had a little curl right in the middle of her forehead. When she was good, she was very, very good, and when she was bad, she was horrid. Do with that what you will. It was apparently repeated to me often enough that that has come through the fog. One of the things that has happened made me realize a really big pattern of mine. And I've known it existed, but not really why I haven't been able to shake it despite my efforts. And that is that I always expect everything to go badly. I know how expecting gets me just exactly what I expect, and I have been working on modifying that. Sorry about the traffic. As if it's my fault, but you know, I do say I'm sorry too much too. I'm sorry about that. And it has come in that I was led to believe when I was little that I was sin personified. Yeah. I don't even believe in sin, and yet, when a really bad thing happened yesterday, the thing that still isn't resolved, I realized that the first thing I did was to think I did something wrong. And of course, overthinker that I am, I have gone over and over and over what I could have done to contribute to this. And then I realized, well, I'm sin personified, and certainly that would explain why I need to be punished by all these bad things happening. You may have had something similar happen to you, where when bad things happen, maybe not consciously, you think you deserve it. You deserve punishment. The bad things are something that are your due. So this is a huge one for me. I know I'm not sin personified, Again, I don't even believe in sin. I think it's something that man came up with to control people and to make them think that if they didn't toe the line, the consequences would be that they were excluded from the pearly gates unless they did what they were asked to do. It's a good coercion tactic. And if you believe in it, that's okay. I'm just telling you my stuff, and you don't ever have to buy into what I say or anyone else says if it doesn't ring true for you. So that was a really big one. And I also have had to examine what I speak into existence. Because although I have been quite aware, again, intellectually, how we can bring on things by speaking them out loud or even thinking them, really, I haven't been good enough at catching what I'm doing. So with this bad thing that happened, I realized I kept saying, please don't let this happen, please don't let this happen, but in a way that allowed for that bad thing to happen. And this is something that we can start to catch if we're mindful of it. That mindfulness stuff is not always that easy. But you may want to look at how you are speaking things out loud, even though you think that you're doing something good. You may actually be bringing on something not so good with how you are phrasing things. And I know all this stuff already, but there is that little me that is holding on to different beliefs. And it's really not anything we're going to catch unless we have new friends on TikTok that point them out to us, or unless Spirit brings us these really upsetting moments that make us realize all of a sudden what we've been doing and what we need to change. I know that not everything bad that happens is because I brought it on, but I also know that the universe lets us be right. And if we aren't mindful about how we are saying things, we can bring on a shit ton of things that we really don't want to bring on. So it's not like you don't know this stuff either. But maybe try to tune into your little you and see if maybe they're holding contrary beliefs. Because whether we realize it or not, we are often still being run by the programming that that little us is holding on to. I think there was more, but damned if I can remember it. My neighborhood is so noisy. Good for them for working on their houses and their yards. It's their right, certainly. But oh boy, is this place the best place for me to live with how I am made up? No. And I have a dream I hope to manifest someday that'll put me in a different kind of place where there's more peace. It ain't gonna happen if I don't really believe that I deserve it and that it can happen, though, is it? You guys, if you tell yourself you don't have power, maybe you're looking at power as only the ability to make positive things happen. Some of us have power in the respect that we bring negative things our way. The good news is we can change it. I have heard so much about stepping out of my comfort zone. And if my comfort zone is expecting everything always to turn to shit and to always be negative, I'm damn ready to step out of it. And maybe you are too. Take care.